making Christmas themed soap today. Using a mixture of 2 fragrances. I've got heirloom ginger milk and Nature's Garden ginger snap cookies. Ginger milk's really it's so yummy, you could almost drink it. It's really a bakery fragrance, whereas this one's a much sharper ginger. So that's why I've mixed them together. So I've got my oils, my fat and my butter melted here. And to that I'm going to add my milk. And I have a tablespoon of honey that I've just mixed with some hot water just to dissolve it. I found if I put the honey in straight, or even if I just warm the honey and put it in, I still seem to get speckles in my finished soap where the honey hasn't fully mixed with the batter. Mixing it with the hot water seems to work for me. So that's just going to add some extra bubbles to my finished bar. And next I will add my lye solution. Give this a really good stir with my spatula. Just pour my boiling water. I use this jug of hot water to clean my stick blender in between colours. Just put that off to the side. So I'm not going to stick blend this at all until I'm ready to use each portion. Just give it a really good mix with my spatula. So I'm going to do a couple of layers, and I'm also going to attempt using this shaper just to add some interest to one of the layers. So I'll just pour off for my first layer now. And I'll add half of my fragrance oil blend to this layer. And then I have some Mediterranean chocolate clay. This is from Aussie Soap Supplies. So I'll add 1 tablespoon for my brown, and I'll give this a good blend. Clays do tend to need a little bit of extra blending just so that they don't leave speckles in your finished soap. I just thought, being a food kind of a scent, it would be nice to use a chocolate clay. That should do. Got a very light trace there. I'll pour this in nice and carefully so I don't splash or get too many air bubbles. Smells amazing, this fragrance, or this blend. I've used ginger milk a few times before, and it really is a yummy fragrance. And I got the Nature's Garden ginger snap cookies, and yeah, it's quite fresh ginger, not really a bakery kind of a scent, even though it's called ginger snap cookies. It's really, there's not really much of a vanilla-y, buttery kind of a note to that fragrance oil, which is why I chose to blend it. But blended with the ginger milk, it just smells amazing. Very tempted to lick the spatula. So these, I forgot what they're called, I'll look it up and add it to the screen. I just got them off eBay. I think they're Wilton. I've got a whole set of them. So I'm just going to use this one. Just get it into the right spot in the batter. It's probably still a bit too runny for this. And this shaper was actually a little bit too wide for my mold, and I just used our drop saw to cut it down, and it cut perfectly with the drop saw, no issues at all. I thought I'd have to sand the ends, but I haven't even had to do that. So I'll just keep going back and forward until I get this the shape I want it. I don't like to waste the batter and don't like to scoop it out either, so I just keep going backwards and forwards until I've got it in the right shape without actually having to remove any soap batter from my mold. Add a microline here or just leave it? I think I'll just leave it. So if I was doing a microline, I would use gold, but I think the dark brown of the soap batter against the, I'm doing a thin white layer next, will be enough of a contrast without needing a microline. So I think we're pretty much done. I keep saying that and then I keep fiddling. Clean off the excess batter. That's all the excess I had, just that little bit there. Ready for my next layer. So I'll put this off to the side to set up. I'll weigh out the amount that I need for my line in the middle. So there's my middle layer, and which is going to be white. So I've just got titanium dioxide mixed with some water. Beautiful. pour this carefully so that I don't mess with my bottom layer here. I only want this to be quite thin, this layer, but I do want to be able to texture it with my little cake tool there. So I'll have to be careful that I don't actually break through to the layer below when I'm doing this one. So no fragrance in this layer, just because I'm not sure if it will discolour at all. And I'd prefer to keep this as crisp white as I can. Although my soap batter was far from white, it was more of a tan to start with the honey and the milk and my choice of oils. And again with the tool here, I might just give this a quick bang on the ground just to try and get it as level as possible. And really trying not to go too deep with this so that I don't mess with the layer underneath. I think it was Ophelia's Soapery I first saw these tools being used, and I absolutely love the result that they give in the finished bars. And perfect. And again, that's all the batter I've had left over. Put that aside now. So my remaining batter, this should loosen up when I stick blend it. I've got 2 cups here. This is for the top. I'll tell you what's in those colours shortly. Just going to pour off a little bit into each. These will get a stick blend when I'm ready to use them. So there's a blend of mica and a neon in each one. Ooh, that's a nice red. Look at that, beautiful. So for the bottom, sorry, the next layer, again my clay and the remainder of my fragrance oil. So make sure I get it all out. I don't like to waste any. You can see that's loosened right up with the fragrance oil being added to it. It smells amazing. I just love this blend. It's beautiful. sure I get all the bits off the edge. Beautiful. So far so good. You never know if things are going to go to plan. So when it all works well, it's a good day. Going nice and loose now. And ready to pour. So these two need a very quick stick blend because they have not had any blending at all yet. So these colours are, for the red, Rosy Red from Bath Bomb World and Neon Red from Bath Bomb World. And for the green, Neon Green from Bath Bomb World and Lime Spider from My Micro Obsession. Now the plan is to do a mini drop swirl, but I'm not sure if this has gone too thick yet or not. Well, we'll find out. So squeeze that to make a little spout. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I was supposed to put the camera the other direction, but I forgot. Again, give that a little squeeze. Pouring from up a little high just to try and get it into the batter. I only want a mini drop swirl, so I only want it to break through the surface. I don't want it dropping right down into my soap. And for the very top, I have some Grandeur mica from My Micro Obsession. I'm just gonna drizzle that along here just for some accent colour. And I will be doing probably a figure of 8 on top here. I'm just trying to work out if I use my kebab stick or my chopstick. So this is just mica mixed with a little bit of olive oil, and I'll use my medium-sized kebab stick. This mould makes 4 loaves, so I'm just trying to keep in line with where those cuts might be. Really happy with how this soap has gone today. So hopefully we have something really nice on the inside when I cut it tomorrow. Just clean up around the edges a little there. Beautiful. Now does it need a little bit of sparkle? Little bit of Rainbow Dreams glitter on top.
Yeah.
Not much, just enough to give it a little bit of a glitter, a little bit of a highlight.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you, sweetheart. So these are just salt shakers from the $2 shop, and they are perfect for adding your glitter to. So I'll just bring you down for a look now, and then we'll be back in a minute, or tomorrow for me, to cut it and see what we've got on the inside. Good morning. I've cut my gingerbread soap into loaves. There's the top of that one and the side, and I'm very interested to cut this and see how it turned out inside. End pieces, and let's have a look. So there's the top, and cool, turned out beautiful. Have a look at a couple more little glittery tops there, and they've turned out just right. Very happy. Very happy with these. These are the first of my Christmas inspired soaps. I've got a little whoopsie there, but that's okay. I'm a little late making my Christmas soaps, but still plenty of time. Apparently I think there's 90 days left until Christmas. So there's my gingerbread inspired soap. There's a couple of little speckles of clay there in the top layer where I could have blended it for a little bit longer, but other than that, it's perfect. So thank you very much for joining me while I made another soap, and I hope that you have a lovely day.